I have been muted that entire time. Hello, Silver Tategami. It's my name. I am Silver Tategami. Uh, it is a little bit late for a debut stream. Um, that's fair. That's granted. It's a little late. I've not. I have been streaming with this model. I'm sure if anybody watches my VODs, they'll see I have been streaming with this model for a bit. I've just not had a ton of time to do like I haven't thought about doing a debut stream up until recently. Uh, to be fair, I'm not quite set up very well yet for anything. Uh, However, I wanted to do a debut to kind of put main as my starter video, just so people can understand who I am, what they'll find on my channel, uh, that kind of stuff. This is really bad quality, I think, at least on my computer. Although it autos to 480p, so that's just what it likes to auto to. Regardless, uh, I typically stream. Uh, let's first talk about the model. This is my model, Silver Tategami. It is my exact character look in the outfit I typically wear in Final Fantasy XIV, which is one of the games that I typically play. I love Final Fantasy XIV, and you'll find me streaming it. If you look at my channel, you'll probably see that's my most recent stuff. Uh, my most recent videos uploaded are VODs of me streaming Final Fantasy XIV. Uh, I'm typically a very laid back, chill type of guy. This model was made by my girlfriend. She's an amazing artist. It's The Victorious on Twitter. If you ever want to hit her up for a commission, she could do a lot of different types of art. Well, not different types, but a lot of different things in art. She only does SFW art. Uh, to be fair, that's probably something I should point out there. She only does SFW art. Um, and she is busy with college, so some of her commissions may come out a bit later than they would if she wasn't in college. But I my favorite type of games typically, at least when I'm by myself, not streaming, I play single player games mostly. I've played a ton of Skyrim, I've played a ton of Fallout. Uh I've recently gotten into Yakuza. Been playing Yakuza 0 specifically. Uh Other games I've been playing, uh I've played a decent bit of World of Guns. I've been playing, I've played a decent bit of World of Guns. Uh, but that's not just for, like, playing World of Guns isn't just for me to play the game. It's kind of also for me to, I like to have fun with World of Guns. It is really fun to me. That's something I play for fun. I do for fun. Uh, Not a terribly great streaming game, to be certain. But if some people would be into that, I'd be willing to stream it. Of course, I play Final Fantasy. If you couldn't tell by my model here, uh, the model does not have anything below this. Uh, this was just a very quick model that I could have her sketch up for me. She did an amazing job on it. Captured my likeness 100%. Uh, she did an amazing job on the model, but it doesn't have anything below a bust up. Uh, I I do like MMOs. I love MMOs, but I've never actually played like World of Warcraft or RuneScape. I've never played them. When I was a lot younger, World of Warcraft looked really fun to me. It looked really interesting. But as I kind of grew up, I grew out of that interest. It didn't look as appealing. Uh, to be fair, it wasn't just the graphics on it. It was kind of like the gameplay style looked less interesting to me. The graphics didn't help, but the gameplay style for sure didn't appeal. Uh, Same with RuneScape. I was super interested in it when I was young, but after, you know, a year or two, I was like, that game doesn't look so great nowadays. Uh, in terms of what I like to do, my hobbies, uh, I typically write. I write. I like to make things. I do gunpla. Yeah, right, gunpla. Uh, I'm I'm not too interested in streaming like gunpla stuff. I like to keep my yeah anonymity and anonymity online. Uh, but I write. I build gunpla. Uh, I really enjoy building things with my hands, and hopefully soon I'll be going to a school for that. I'm looking into going to a school for what I want to do. Uh, and honestly, I feel like it's doable. After looking it up, it looks doable. I used to not think I could, but now that I've looked up some of the information about it, I believe I can. I believe I can legitimately go to school uh, and actually be successful in that. I'm not one who typically is too into college personally. I don't like schools for certain reasons that I'm not going to really go into. So it's surprising when I say, yeah, I'm excited to look into going into college. But other hobbies I really have, uh, other than playing games, I don't typically have that many hobbies. Uh, I do like card games. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh a bit. Uh, haven't played a ton of Magic, but it wasn't bad when I played it. I used to run in a colorless Eldrazi deck when I used to play Magic back in the day. That was what I ran. Colorless Eldrazi. Uh, in terms of just generally what you will see on the channel uh, until things change a little bit. You'll probably just see, solo gameplay, uh, me playing Final Fantasy. Uh, I do kind of want to play Gundam Battle Operations 2 on stream once it comes out. I tried to stream the network test, but I only got 1 day on the network test uh, before it decided, no. Before the network test said no, and they shut it down literally the next day when I was trying to stream it. Um, anything else about me? Well, I drink a lot of soda. My favorite soda, weirdly enough, I know a lot of people may think this is weird. I like RC. That's my soda. That's my type of soda. RC. Uh, if it's not obvious, I eat a lot of meat. I talk in a low, grumbly tone. Uh, you may hear me occasionally doing voices on occasion. That is when I'm really kind of just having fun and not caring as much. You'll hear me do voices randomly. Uh, I have a really dumb sense of humor, for sure. My sense of humor isn't too bright. I don't have highbrow humor. Fart jokes make me laugh, etc. Just gonna be honest there. Um, I've thought about doing some just chatting streams as well. I probably wouldn't put those too much on Twitch myself. I'm streaming this over on YouTube for a reason. Uh, I don't. It's because on YouTube it'll stay up forever in comparison to if I were to do it on Twitch. It only stay up for 7 days. And sure, I could port it over, but I hate having to port it over like that. Oh, excuse me. It takes a long time. Uh, I will be frank. I'm not terribly great at video games, but I do play a wide variety of games. Uh, and if it's like a game somebody would be interested in watching somebody else play, I'd likely play it, even if it was like a solo game, like single player game, MMOs. I'd be willing to give them a try and see how they do. Demos, all of that. I'm literally up for most things. Uh, Somebody even had recommended that I play solo Project Zomboid. Uh, they recommended I play that on stream, make videos of me playing that. That was from a friend. And I was like, that does sound kind of fun, but I haven't done it yet. Haven't done it personally. Uh, I probably should differentiate my content a bit more than just Final Fantasy, but at the moment, that is what I'm really having fun with. I do play a bit of Overwatch. I used to play Gundam Evolution, but like I was real excited for Gundam Evolution because I'm really into Gundam. If that's not obvious when I said I make Gunpla. Uh, I was really excited for Gundam Evolution when it was announced. Really excited to play it. And don't get me wrong, the game is fun at points, but it's not as well polished, in my opinion, uh, as it should have been, as well as the money practices at the moment are very. They're not actually as bad as Overwatch 2 levels. To be fair, they're not as bad as Overwatch 2, but they're still kind of bad. They're not as good as like Overwatch 1's money practices were. Uh, I used to play Paladins as well. Haven't played Paladins in a long time. Long time. But I used to play Paladins, played Gundam Evolution. I still play Overwatch 2. Granted, I am a Bronze 2 rank in Overwatch 2. I am a Ramatra main. I swap to Arista when things get bad. That's obvious. It's obvious what kind of player I am by just that logic. Like, telling you that tells you enough of how I play Overwatch. Uh, I am a tank main. I like Xin as a healer. In my, I'm not great at DPS. I'm not a good DPS. My aim's not quite there. Uh, Anything else that I genuinely like? I eat a lot of meat. Uh, Probably, although my favorite food is mashed potatoes. I say I eat a lot of meat, but my favorite food is mashed potatoes. Not like homemade mashed potatoes. I'm talking dollar pack of instant mashed potatoes level mashed potatoes. Like, I could eat that every day, and for a while I did. um, Other general things about me, I do enjoy making things with my hands. One of the reasons I love doing Gunpla. Uh, I love doing Gunpla for that reason. I get to make things with my hands because that's fun to me. As well as other things like I okay, I like weapons personally. I used to draw weapons. I used to draw weapons a lot. I'm not an artist, mind you. I'm a writer, not an artist. I used to want to be an artist, but I never had the quite the amount of skill with my hands like that in order to be a good artist. Uh, However, I did have decent writing, and I had people who pushed me to write more and more, which helped me get more into writing and love writing. Uh, I do, uh, I do write for a indie game company. They're we're very small. It's me and my girlfriend. We're very small, but we're very ambitious. We're currently making a visual novel style game. Uh, and as that comes out, there will be more info available. We've been very busy lately. Me trying to move and get things in order with my life, and her busy with college. Uh, I have occasionally streamed with her. It's again on occasion, not often. Uh, I do hope to stream with her a little bit more. That would be nice. Uh, that would be really fun to be able to stream with her somewhere. But I do also want to stream with other people. I'm kind of hoping through streaming, I'm able to find some other groups that think they would mesh pretty well with me and my style of content. Uh, and I don't care too much if I'm quote unquote a background character because I am, you know, I my jokes are sparing, but most of the time they're good when they happen. Uh, at least to me, and that's what matters. If it's good to me, if I'm having fun, you know, if I'm having fun, then that'll be visible on stream. I don't quite have a set streaming schedule yet. I typically stream early morning Central Standard Time between 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. is typically when I stream. Uh, Today I did a shorter stream because I have to go do some stuff, but I figured I'd have enough time to do a short kind of stream uh, as a debut stream, quote unquote debut. But in terms of, again, back to, I guess, me and things I like weapons, uh, just in general. Weapons in general are cool to me. Um, you may hear me talk about certain weapons, like weapon designs and stuff. I'm really into weapon designs, uh, whether they be knives, swords, pole arms, axes. Yeah, well, pole arms includes axes. Pole arms, non-conventional weapons, uh, artillery, firearms, anything. I love the design of weapons. Uh, and so if you hear me comment on weapons, I may do streams where I'm just going over weapon designs themselves, just because I like to kind of look into the designs of a weapon and kind of break down where those ideas came from, like how you would come to such an idea, and if that weapon is anywhere near actually working. Uh, that I suppose I could have put that in my hobbies. This is a very like broken up stream in terms of things I'm talking about, but that's the kind of content you'll get. That's as expected for me. You'll get these broken up conversations where, you know, you'll get this certain type of information and then it'll stop at a point, you get different information, and then I'll go back to one of my original topics way later. Uh, I'm, again, in terms of me as a person, I'm very easygoing. I don't do a whole lot outside. Now, I will say I am very, I wouldn't say self conscious. What's the term I'm looking for? Antisocial. Um, and that's one of the reasons I'm trying to stream is to help me kind of get over that, maybe find some like-minded people to hang out with while I stream, people who are fine with me with streaming with me type of stuff, somebody to even help me out figuring out how to stream. Uh that's the kind of stuff that I'm, you know, that I like. That's what I like to do. Or that's what I'm trying to do, rather, not what I like to do. Uh, Sorry, I got distracted there. Um, uh, but yeah, I suppose that's really it. This wasn't gonna be a terribly long stream. I was hoping at least one or two people would join in order to kind of ask me questions about myself, and I could do that in later streams for sure. Uh, I'll definitely do that kind of thing in later streams while I'm actually streaming. I do not typically stream on YouTube. I typically stream on twitch.tv/irigama. I know there's a disparity in the name. However, to be fair, uh I did have Silver Tatagami as my original, but I lost that account. I don't I legitimately don't know the password to it or the email. Uh I don't know the password or the email for my Silver Tatagami Twitch channel. My Twitch account there. So I went with Irigama, a name that I also go by in video games. Uh, you may be wondering how the name Silver Tatakame stuck, by the way. Uh, that is probably a good question. The name Silver Tatakame came from an old story I was writing for a game. Uh, I was writing a game, and Silver Tategami was the main character. He was my OC, like my first ever OC. Uh, I based his original hair off of Vash the Stampede from Trigun. Uh, he was originally based off like a mix of Vash the Stampede, and then he had some of the powers of Silver the Hedgehog. I thought that was cool at the time. This was way back when I was in like early middle school, late elementary. That's when I made the character, but I kept the character, and he developed over time into something completely different than that. Once it got to the game itself, uh, he was completely different. He was his own thing. He was probably one of the reasons that I really liked the aura in Final Fantasy. Silver was the character originally. was a half dragon. He was dragon. Actually, he was a dragon, not even half. He was a dragon, and in that world, dragons don't really have dragon forms. They don't transform into a fucking dragon. Uh, they kind of just they kind of were just stronger. Uh, During certain times, they would visibly grow scales, like you would see the scales. Uh, their strength was much higher than a normal human. Their lifespan was much longer, etc., etc. Uh, they didn't have much in terms of like dragon qualities, I suppose, aside from, certain things. Uh, but at that point, Silver Tategami had kind of changed into something completely different than what the original OC was. The original OC was nowhere near what they are now. And I still plan on making that game. Uh, it's still titled technically Project M. It's still titled Project M. That's the original title I went with for reasons. Uh, but I do want to make that game in the future when I have an actual team to back me. Uh, it's much too ambitious for a two-man team to get into. It's far too ambitious because it would be a single-player game. By the way, it's way ambitious, and I don't have quite as much time to dedicate to that right now. Uh, I'm hoping to again back onto the things I'm doing. I'm hoping to go to a college for gunsmithing as well. Uh, that's what I'm planning on doing. I've been looking into it, and it's looking pretty promising so far. So that'll be another thing on my list. That's also just so you know kind of who I am, what things are kind of okay to me. I don't do politics. I don't do religion. I'll talk about, like, I'll touch on them briefly, but I'm not going to go in depth with it because you're allowed to think what you want and believe in what you want. I'm not going to stop you there. That's not my job. Everybody's entitled to their own ideas and thoughts on things. So, in terms of things in my chat, that's probably the one thing that doesn't fly is heavy, like politics or heavy religion base. Now, guns in and of itself is highly political, but you're free to feel how you want on those. I'm not going to think any less of you if you don't enjoy firearms or if you don't like firearms in general. I won't think less of you because some people, they're just genuinely terrifying. You know, they're genuinely scary, and people don't like them like that. I like them because I've been trained in how to use a firearm properly. So I'm comfortable with guns. I'm comfortable with guns because I've been trained on how to use a gun properly. Um, so that's the only reason, like, I'm really comfortable with them like that. And I know not everybody has that kind of prior basis in it. But yeah. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Uh, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Uh, thank you all. I'm sure this is going to be the like highlight video for my channel, just so people can understand what I'm about, what I like, what I do. Uh, and I want people to understand that coming into my channel. I want people to understand what they're going to get into, what's okay, what's not okay, type of thing, and what my plans are for the channel itself. Uh, so, for anybody watching, thank you for watching this video. If you paid attention to it, you got to this point in the video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I will be using this model, maybe later on getting it updated so it's got more going on, maybe more of a body. At at certain points, I might even get a 3D model made. Who knows? Uh, it all depends on how this goes. And I'm not streaming to make money or anything. I'm just streaming for myself. I'm streaming for fun. Uh, and I would have donations if I could. I don't, just so, you know, I don't have them, or I would. However, I would never force somebody, I would never enthuse you to donate. It's your choice on if you wanted to or not. I provide free content forever. You will never have to pay for my content. You will just have the choice to give me money if you wanted. If you like what I'm doing and you want to see it more, you could donate. But if you didn't want to donate, you just wanted to watch, that's fine too. Regardless, thank you for watching this far into the video. I am Silver Tategami, and I will catch you all in my next video.